Welcome to the Black African Women Network. I'm Sonia Dubé, and this platform is a safe space for the modern millennial Black African woman to be seen, be heard, and be inspired. We're so excited to have Amanda and Rumbi of the It's Layered podcast with us for the Layered Expectations special. Over to you, ladies. Enjoy.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Rumbi. How are you?
I'm good and so excited to be back for this special edition, Layered Expectations for the Black African Women Network, Born Network. So for this first episode, we decided, we're going to play Rich Auntie for a little while. We're going to be like giving some advice, I don't know about you, Amanda, but I could have learned a lot and saved myself a lot of time had I gotten some wise counsel from my elders. Don't you feel?
Yes, for sure. Like I needed a good agony aunt to just tell all my guans to and have her just tell me what to do. Because
for sure.
We were lost.
We were lost sheep. And also like non-judgmental. Like this is a safe space. We don't judge here, We ain't about, to shoot you down. We're here to truly help you as you navigate the layered world of dating or not dating. Those murky waters also like, you know what I'm saying? So
and literally men are from another planet. So we need to be sometimes decoding why they do the things they do. Jackie.
But they try to make themselves seem like they're so simple, like we're so easy. Like, what don't you understand? I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah. Anyway.
And the way we communicate, completely different.
Completely. So hopefully we can offer some insights. We are not the be all end all of this advice thing, but we thought we'd give it a shot and we'd love to hear from y'all, like what you would do in certain scenarios. So we're excited to get it started. We've got some questions coming through that we're going to address. So you ready, Anne?
We're definitely ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yo guys, after chatting back and forth, all of a sudden it's radio silence, like total ghosting. What do I do?
Ish. Ghosting.
We've been there. That's all I'm saying. I've been there. I understand. And I think what makes it hard, like she says, we've been chatting back and forth. It's like, it's not like it was just like in your head, but like you're getting some sort of response back.
Yeah.
I think oftentimes that guys kind of string girls along. It's like it's a way of like stroking their egos. So they might be obviously probably not only talking to you, there's probably many other or another girl or someone else, or you're just a form of like, ego stroke.
Like a pit stop.
Yes, exactly. I don't know, what do you think, Amanda? Like that's
I completely agree. Because when someone ghosts you, if there's a feeling of, so what are you doing with that time now? Like if you were spending hours talking to me, like she said, back and forth, that sounds to me like, rapid texting or stories or whatever it is you do. Absolutely. So then it's like, what's happening now? Like either you've been replaced or this is really like the nerve to like then just cut ties with no explanation. It's so confusing.
And I think sometimes too, it might also be what were your last conversations about? Because I know often as ladies, what we try to do is kind of ask the question that guys hate, which is, what are we, or where's this going? And that can sometimes lead to that like breaks, like I'm not there, because what I've heard is that sometimes guys don't want to be forced into making that decisions. They kind of just want to go with the flow. And you often have to decide as a woman, are you the go with the flow girl, or you want a guy who's just like, I'm here, this is what I want. I want you, girl. And,
So, and like for me, ghosting, if it was total ghosting, like you would never see them again, never hear from them again. It hurts, but you can get over it.
Yes.
But there's like that ghosting where it's like a couple months down the track, they'll be like, hey, how are you going? And you're like, dude, where have you been?
Exactly.
So literally, Rumbi, what should she do? What should this girl do?
That pulling me back. You just hit me with that pulling me. Every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back.
Pulling me back.
Telling me I need you. If you don't know that song,
yes.
He's
Yeah,
too young for you.
We're showing our age. But what does this person do? Because
I think, something that when someone shows you who you are, believe them. Was it Maya Angelou who said that?
Yes. So eloquent.
It's like the person's actions speak more than their words. So their words were probably sweet and like nice, and you thought like we've got something going on. But honestly, it sounds like a cliche. If someone wants you in their life, they will make room for you in their life. And so when they ghost, it's kind of like saying you are not that priority. Or they might be dealing with their own issues, but I wouldn't pause my life holding on and hoping for some sort of he's gonna come back. I think take it for what it is. And it's like, he's not communicative, then so be it. If he then comes back, I think you can ask, like, so what is up? Because you are entitled to that. That person wants your time, your conversation, but you need to know that it might not end up the way you wanted. He may not have a real reason, or he may ghost again. Like, you just need to be aware of that to protect your own heart. What do you think on that?
I think so too. And I think it's unfortunate because women, we seek closure. So if someone ghosts, you want to know why.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of times people don't have the EQ, emotional intelligence, to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like to literally be like, sorry, I was talking to someone else. I was talking to my ex. I've gone back to my ex. And you literally just have to fill in the void and make up your own story in your head of how why it's all, keep it moving. So I would say, as much as you have invested, you are chatting back and forth, you have to set your own boundaries. So if he's ghosted you and that's a deal breaker for you, which it is, it should be, then that's that. So if he comes back months later, it should just be like, if he has to have an explanation of why, and it has to be valid. And then it's up to you again to decide if that's a good enough thing or not. Or at that time, you have to let him know what it is. Like, I don't appreciate it. So I think it hurts. Just delete, or don't stalk him, please. Because that's also another thing. It's so easy now to just stalk. And don't try to do the nudges and trying to make him jealous, because all that energy you're investing is just not, if it's not going to work. If he's already ghosted, I think it's not going to work.
Yeah, honestly.
That's my take.
Ghosting is a true tell of character, I believe.
Yeah,
and I think
for sure. Yeah. And let's hope you don't bump into him in person, because I'm scared for the guy.
Yeah. Good luck. So we hope that helped. And keep us posted on how it goes. The next question.
Ladies, I got a big one. I thought things were going well, but now just found out that he's actually dating another girl. Can't help thinking that she took him from me. Help.
Yikes.
Please, Amanda.
When you're a soccer team dating the one guy.
I once heard on radio, I think I was in Zim, about this guy, I think at UZ. He was dating like multiple students. So he'd like hit Tuesday with Ningi, Wednesday with so on. But like he had, and then one of the girls got pregnant or something, and then it all came up. But he literally, soccer team, he was just like gaga. Same university, same, it was wild. I was like,
how? The skills.
The skills, bruh.
The patience and the effort and the energy.
Exactly.
But back to your question, obviously it's so depressing when you find out you're pretty much a side piece.
Yeah.
Or he's chosen to go another way.
Yep.
But I think, and I know a lot of energy is always put towards the girl, but I think it's his fault. Like, in essence, she took him away, but he allowed himself to be taken. Yeah. So, and he's the one who knew of your existence, right? So ultimately, let's put it back on the guys. This is a choice he's made. Yeah. Obviously, without knowing the situation, I don't know if this girl knew you existed, but sometimes she doesn't even know too.
Yeah.
And I don't think she deserves their hate. I think he does.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000%, because often a guy will not involve the two of you to be like, okay, guys, I'm dating you and you and you. Okay, I'm dating all three of you and I will choose. I just wanted you all to know that. very rarely do guys vocally say that. Sometimes they do say, I'm dating, you know, and that's just like, yeah, I'm just dating. But they always make you feel like you're the only one, you know. Also, guys can be good at that. So I have to agree with Amanda. It's like, you can't hold it against the woman. I think too much of this narrative of like, you're competing with this girl. She stole my man. It's really deprecating towards like females when ultimately it's the man who chose.
Exactly.
Was playing the field, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And another thing too is it also depends on the nature of what your relationship was. Like, had you said you were seeing other people in general? Had he made it seem like you were exclusive? All those factors we can't really get from the question. So, you know, if you had agreed to see other people, you cannot be angry with his decision. It's just, this wasn't what he was looking for, which sucks for you. But if he made you feel like it's only you, yes, there is a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
A big one.
Yeah. So.
And it sucks because it sounds like her energy is now focused on this girl, because that's the easier route.
Yes.
To just hate this girl, you know, girl on girl hate, because that's just easier. You don't have to actually deal with the emotions of him having betrayed you, you know, or if he comes crawling back, you can be like, she, you know,
she was the one
she let you. You can always, then keep going. But I think that's just the wrong focus, because if the guy doesn't have all eyes on you, then the relationship is never going to work. Because if it's not this girl, it's going to be another girl.
Girl, for sure.
Best you walk away.
Yeah.
Best you walk away.
Yeah. Walk away, girl.
Hey.
His heart won't keep you. Hey. Walk away, girl. I don't think that's what they meant their song to be, but
no.
Get the vibe.
But I like that beat though.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Anyway.
Sorry. Yes. So Next question.
Guys, it's been such a mind F for me. Hot and cold with this boy I've been hanging with. I'm not so sure where we stand and if he's as into me as I am into him. What next?
If you're wondering, there's a problem.
Yeah. I've always been of the mindset that you want to be with someone who makes you know that they want to be with you. And there's no gray area. Because even if you end up in a relationship with this guy, you can always wonder, right? And is that a way to have a relationship? Like, does he like me? Does he not? Am I too into him? Am I more into him than he? Like, I think it's room for like just a complex way to live your relationship. So yeah, I think too, in this instance, you may just be a form of entertainment for him, and you know, just to while away time or stroke his ego again, or make him feel like, oh, he can get any girl or get the attention of girls, where his intention may not be for the long haul. That's how I would see it. I don't know about you, Am.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rumbi, because I feel like you should always know where you stand to a certain. The hot and the cold is what really got
problematic.
Because it's like, it's as if I'm guessing that's also the way he communicates. That's also the way he's just with you, like, you know. And then it's also like, when is he hot? Is it when he sees you somewhere, or is it when when he's feeling lonely? Like, it just makes you wonder, like, which pockets of his time are you filling? Because if you're feeling the boredom and the lonely pockets, then it's not gonna last, because it sounds like he's trying to keep his options open. And that's so yeah, it's tough because you really like someone, you want them to like you back, but sometimes it's not the case.
Unrequited love is a really sad love to have at the end of the day.
It really is.
So you need to, but you know, I've seen and heard of people who like chased someone who may not have been hot from the start, and they are in relationships and married, and some people are okay to live in that scenario, but it doesn't always work out in your favor. I'm just letting it, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be honest with yourself. Like, am I happy to live like this? And also, you can't force someone to now be into you, because he might be hot and cold, and then you force them into a relationship, and then you never know what that means down the line, or you may not even be able to force them into the relationship. Like, there's so many variables. It's just a really complicated way to live a relationship, is what I feel.
Yeah.
So I would just
agree.
be like, okay.
Yeah. And deep down, you always know. You always know someone's into you or not. You know, of course, there's insecurities where you're like, oh, maybe I'm not so sure. But to a certain extent, you know.
Yes.
So if you're thinking, he's just whiling up his time, he's not really that into me, and it's in the talking stages, which is meant to be the honeymoon stage.
Yes.
Then the future does not look bright.
It does not. No. And I blame movies like he's just not that into you. You know, like the main chick, the bar guy, I don't know if you've watched the movie. He's just not that into you.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bar owner, and like the girls, like she's really into him and like reading all the signs and like making up. And spoiler alert, they end up together at the end of the movie. Like, it doesn't always happen like that. Like, that is like what movies do. The whole concept of the movie is all about, like, you know, people conjuring up relationships in their mind or having feelings, and then it's not healthy. I don't think it's very healthy.
I found the book a bit more informative than the movie.
Okay, I never read the book.
Because they just went into it like, when a guy is all in, he's all in, and when he's not, he's not. You know, so just be careful that you're just like, you know, sometimes I've heard of people who've dated someone for like 10 years, and they're dating, but they never get married. Then they break up. And then 6 months later, he's married to someone else. And it's like, huh? How did he just quickly then? But it's like, when a guy really wants, he wants. Time doesn't mean anything. All those things. He would just go for what he wants. So I think if she's getting wishy-washy vibes from him, he either is wishy-washy or he's going through something, which really, at this stage, it might not be the time for you.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. You go. I love that. All right. And the final question.
Ugh, friends, why is it always the dudes you don't pay attention to that like you? I have this amazing friend who's just expressed more than friends' feelings for me, and I don't see it for us. How do I move forward?
Savage. That friend zone.
It's a very lonely zone to be in. The friend zone. My guy.
What say ye? What say ye about this?
I think I need to go into the reasons of why she doesn't see it happening for them. Like, she made it quite clear, I do not see it for us. So is it because you don't find them attractive? Is it because but then if you know the reason why, then we can fully support you going friend zone.
Okay, let's say if she doesn't find him attractive.
Then friend zone, because you can't be with someone. You can't be with someone you don't find attractive.
But maybe she just hasn't opened her eyes to seeing him like as that.
But he's already there. So what? It's always going to be playing catch up.
Yeah, that's true.
Because then he's going to also... You know what happens? I love it. But you know what happens with friend zone? When you now want to upgrade the zone from friend zone. He might then have some resentment. Like, you didn't even want me. You didn't even like me. You know? So it can either go two ways. It can either be like, when you finally see the light, he's cool with you and it's good to go.
Yeah.
Or he can be like...
Lights off.
Now you want me.
Yes.
So it's tough.
Okay, but what about, you know, the concept of, they say you've got to be friends first with your man, you know, your girl, like you got to be friends. Maybe that's dude's angle wasn't that, you know?
Yeah.
So how, like, is there no hope for getting out of friend zones is my question. Like, I'm going on a whole tangent now, but you know what I mean?
No, I get you. I just don't see that many people get out of the friend zone. I've never really seen it happening. If it's a true friend zone. If it was a maybe, because friend zone also goes with timing, right? So if he's in the friend zone because of bad timing, like you could see yourself with him, but maybe he's dating someone else or you're dating someone else, so it never worked. That's a different kind of friend zone.
For sure.
But if it's a friend zone where both of you are single and ready to mingle, but you just see him as a homie, then that one is like, you know things could work out and you could be fine, but something's keeping you from
it.
So we need to investigate that reason. Yeah. Yes. Is it attractiveness? Is it compatibility? Is it, what is it that's making you think no?
And some people, they don't want to, they value the friendship too much that they don't want to add an element of relationship to it. And I understand that complicates things for sure. But I think if there's mutual respect for each other and a willingness to approach it with like, you know, our friendship is the core and maintains priority, then maybe there's hope. But if you were both single, ready to mingle, and, you know, you never saw yourself jumping in like that, or then I think you have to honor your needs, if that makes sense. Like, that's not for me. It's not something. Do you get what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
Be true to yourself. Like, even if someone is great and people are like, oh, he's such a great friend or whatever, it's like, you can't force yourself to be with someone, you know. Yeah. However, consider it. Does that make sense? Like, you should
for sure
consider. Like, don't just be like, nah, that's just my boy. Nah, like, just think of it, consider it, and see, as opposed to just being like straight up nah, you know?
And also maybe try and picture him with another girl. How would you feel about that? Like, if you know there's some residual feelings there, if he ended up dating someone else, then maybe you actually do think of him as more than friends. Because if he's totally friend zone, totally your friend, if he dated someone else, you would be cheering him on. You'd be happy. But if you're not, then maybe you need to investigate that. Like, is that ego because you just like to be liked, or is that because you actually like him?
Yes.
And you haven't realized it yourself.
For sure.
Because that's the thing as well. Like, she asked us, how does she move forward? So now dealing with this friend who's been rejected, if that's how she's going to go.
Yes.
And maybe some people don't take rejection well.
I was going to say, you might lose a friend.
You might lose a friend. But hey, if it was all based on him trying to get into your pants and not really friendship, then it's okay to have lost him anyway.
Yeah.
But if he's a true friend that you want to keep, you might have to sit down with him and say, you know, your reasons are you want to keep the friendship pure and not, you know. And also sometimes there's like mutual friends. So you're like, I don't want to be in murky waters where I'm with this guy and then it's awkward for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a lot of things that play with friends.
Yeah. But I think you have to honor yourself, be respectfully honest, recognizing this is a friend and you obviously do care about them in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, it might change the dynamic of the relationship. Be prepared for that. You might lose a friend or you may pick up and carry on. Like, there's just so many things you need to be prepared for. But don't shut off completely. Like, don't go and be like, never, you know. You know, the church zone. There's also the church zone and then the family zone. You know how there's levels to these zones.
Yes. And also be open with your friend. Like, really communicate without being hurtful.
Yes.
How it's going.
Yes.
Because try not to lead them on, because that's so easy to do with someone's with a friend.
And girls, we're good at it too. I think we need to call ourselves out when
getting favors done for you because he's there.
And that emotional thing, like, girls also we're good at that, like wanting that emotional attention, like, you know. For sure. Anyway, well, we hope it helps. And for all the questions, we hope they helped. I know there's so many things that when I was growing up, I was like, why didn't anybody tell me? Like, or why? But the truth be told, at the end of the day, people can tell you, people can advise you, but you have to be open and willing to accepting the advice, you know. And I think sometimes we're so headstrong and like, oh, but it's gonna work. This guy's gonna like me. Ain't nothing anybody gonna do. So truly, you know, this is just our advice.
And we live in a society with free will. No one's forced to be in a relationship or not.
Yes.
So it hurts when you feel a certain way about someone and they don't, or vice versa. Like this last question, they feel a way about you and you're like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
But it's just the way the world works. We just have to hope that one day you find another soul that wants to be with you just as much and the world works out. But before you get there, there might be a lot of
hurdles, jumping all over. But no, thank you so much. Thank you, Am, for the wise counsel.
Thank you.
We hope. Let us know if it's wise. I
know. Thanks to Bo for having us. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
We're really excited for this special.
For sure. And we look forward to bringing you more amazing content for layered expectations. And we will see you on our next episode. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.